So you've taken the MBTI test. And somehow, every time you take it, you get a different type. One week you're an ENFP, the next you're an INFJ, and last night you swore you were an INTJ mastermind. So what's going on? Are MBTI tests broken? Or are you just too complicated to type? Here's the truth. MBTI tests don't measure who you are. They measure how you answer. And that's why so many people keep bouncing between results. In this video, I'll break down exactly why tests fail, how they trick you, and the one method that actually reveals your true type. Stick around, because by the end, you'll never look at MBTI the same way again. Why MBTI tests are so popular? MBTI tests are everywhere. Personality apps, career websites, TikTok quizzes. They promise quick answers to big questions. Who am I? What's my career path? Who should I date? And it's tempting, because who doesn't want self-discovery in just 15 minutes? But here's the problem. MBTI isn't about surface-level habits. It's about cognitive functions, the deeper processes behind your choices. And most tests? They barely scratch the surface. Why you keep getting different results? Mood-based answers, tests measure how you feel in the moment, not your lifelong patterns. It's Monday morning. Emma, normally the life of the party, is exhausted from back-to-back deadlines. She takes an MBTI test and answers every "do you enjoy social gatherings" question with a big no. The result? She scores as an introvert, when in reality she's a textbook extrovert who just needed sleep. Mood can flip your answers and flip your type. 2. Learned behavior versus natural preference. We all adapt to survive, at work, school, or home. That adaptation can trick tests. Mark is an ENFP at heart, spontaneous, idea-driven, allergic to rigid plans. But after years of corporate life, he's trained himself to live by his calendar. When the test asks, "Do you prefer structure or flexibility?" he answers structure without thinking. The test spits out ENTJ. Accurate to his behavior, but not to his wiring. Learned behavior, natural personality. 3. Oversimplified questions. Most tests reduce complex cognitive functions to one-liners. Sophia takes a quiz that asks, "Do you like being around people?" She clicks yes. Of course she does. But the test doesn't ask why. Is it because she wants harmony? Fee. Or because she loves sensory fun? C. Same yes, but two completely different functions. Without depth, tests can't tell the difference. 4. Stereotypes in your head. Sometimes we answer based on the type we want to be, or the type we've heard about online. Alex scrolls TikTok and sees endless videos calling INFJs rare and mysterious geniuses. The next time they take a test, they unconsciously lean toward answers that fit the mystique. The result? INFJ, when their real function stack screams ENFP. Stereotypes aren't self-discovery, they're self-deception. 5. Tests don't measure functions at best, tests spit out letters. But letters are only the surface. Functions are the engine underneath. Two friends, Daniel and Maya, both test as NFPs, same letters. But Daniel leads with NAY, spontaneous brainstorming, while Maya leads with FE, deeply personal values. They look similar on paper, but in real life, Daniel is an ENFP idea machine, and Maya is an INFP poet. Tests miss these deeper layers, and that's why you keep getting inconsistent results. Common mistyping examples: INFJ versus INFP, the visionary versus the idealist. Both are deep, empathetic, and often introverted dreamers. But the difference is motivation. INFJs lead with NIFE, vision plus harmony, while INFPs lead with FINE, values plus possibilities. Two friends, Sarah, INFJ, and Lily, INFP, join a volunteer group. When conflict arises about how to spend funds, Sarah, INFJ, says, "We need to think long-term. What plan creates the biggest impact for the whole community?" Ni plus Fe, focused on future vision and group harmony. Lily, INFP, says, "We should support the project that feels most true to our values, even if it's small." Fe, centered on personal authenticity. Both sound thoughtful, but one is driven by vision for the group, the other by personal authenticity. ENTP versus ENFP, the debater versus the campaigner. Both are energetic, enthusiastic, and full of ideas. But ENTPs filter through TIE logic, while ENFPs filter through PHI values. At a coffee shop, two classmates plan a group project. Jake, ENTP, says, "We should pitch something wild, like a controversial idea. It'll get attention and force people to think." T, driven by logical impact. Maya, ENFP, says, "I want to focus on something meaningful, something that helps people. That way the project actually matters." Phi, driven by values. Same energy, same brainstorming. But Jake debates for the thrill of ideas, while Maya campaigns for what feels right. ISTJ versus INTJ, the inspector versus the strategist. Both are serious, responsible, and often reserved. But ISTJs lead with Psi, past experience, while INTJs lead with Ni, future vision. At a business meeting, the team debates whether to change the marketing plan. Anna, ISTJ, says, "The old system has worked for years. Why risk changing what's proven?" Psi, rooted in tradition and precedent. David, INTJ, says, "The market is shifting. If we don't adapt now, we'll be irrelevant in 5 years." Ni, projecting future outcomes. Both care about stability. But one trusts the past while the other plans for the future. ESFJ versus ENFJ, the caregiver versus the mentor. Both are warm, people-focused, and community-driven. But ESFJs rely on Psi, tradition, familiarity, while ENFJs rely on Ni, big-picture vision. During a family reunion, two siblings take charge of planning. Rachel, ESFJ, organizes everyone's favorite meals, tells familiar stories, and ensures traditions are preserved. Faye plus C, creating comfort through familiarity. James, ENFJ, gives a heartfelt speech about family legacy, urging everyone to think about how they'll support the next generation. Faye plus Ni, inspiring through vision, both create connection. But one preserves tradition, while the other inspires growth toward the future. The real way to discover your type: forget chasing quizzes. Start by studying your function stack. Step 1. Track your patterns. Look at lifelong habits, not moods. What's been true about you since childhood? Step 2. Watch your stress mode. Under pressure, your inferior function takes over. That's a huge clue. Step 3. Notice how you decide. Do you weigh personal values, Phi, group harmony, Phi, inner logic, Ti, or outer results, T? Step 4. Journal NAMP reflect tests give quick guesses. Journaling shows deep patterns. Why knowing your true type matters. If you're mistyped, you chase growth paths that don't fit. You may try to fix traits that aren't weaknesses. They're just not your type. You waste energy forcing yourself into a box that isn't you. But when you know your real type, you discover your true strengths. You learn how to grow in ways that feel natural. You finally understand why you've always felt different. The big takeaway. The truth about MBTI tests is this: they're fun. They're popular. But they're not the final answer. Your type isn't a score, it's a pattern of thought. So stop relying on quick quizzes. Start studying your function stack. That's where your real self lives. So, have you ever bounced between results? Drop the types you've tested as in the comments. I bet you're not alone. And if you want to finally crack your true type, watch my next video. MBTI Q and AMP to A, answering your biggest personality type questions. Because once you understand your stack, you'll never doubt your type again.